Welcome back to the Opinionators. This is number 4, and we're talking about what are we talking about? The McGregor Mayweather fight,
Right.
And we're going to talk about Louisville basketball. So
I'm in love with a stripper.
anyway, we'll get to that. So McGregor and Mayweather, the super fight, the fight of the century, whatever the heck they're calling it these days.
Yeah.
It's nonsense from. If you're an MMA fan, you'll be like, what the hell are they doing handicapping McGregor when he could demolish probably and destroy Mayweather in any way he wanted other than – and then, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a boxing
Right.
fan –
Except boxing.
Except for
Is
boxing.
that what you're saying? Yeah, I got you, yeah.
And if you're a boxing
Right.
fan, you're going to be like, why are you putting this guy – why are you putting a guy with 0 professional fights in with arguably the greatest fighter in history, arguably? You know what I'm saying?
Money.
$100 million.
Money. $100 million, yes.
$100 million.
Money.
All right, so you're not really into MMA super deep, and you're
No.
not into boxing.
No,
so,
I meet friends out and we'll watch the fights and all that.
what does this even mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
I mean, would you watch it? Are you going to watch
Absolutely, yes. Am I going to buy it myself? No. Am I going to go somewhere that has it? Yes. Would I pitch in on it? If you were to buy it here, I would throw money down on it. Absolutely, something like that. Am I going to order it myself and watch it in my apartment? No, absolutely not. I think it's a night out with the boys.
Right.
Get together, have some beer, watch a fight. I think it's more for entertainment value. McGregor has no shot. Let's be honest. Well, actually, okay, we'll get to that. But anyway, it's more for entertainment value.
when you say McGregor has no shot,
I figured we'd get back to that real quick.
Did you see the video that did you see the video that the boxer that trained with McGregor?
No.
Yeah, okay. So you may have seen it, but there was a not great boxer who was in the McGregor camp trying to get his, I guess, what do you call it? His what the hell? Punching, jabbing. What's the technical term of striking? They're trying to get his striking. I'm not an MMA fan. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm an MMA supporter, but I'm not as deep in MMA as I am boxing. So sorry for forgetting.
Oh no.
So
Don't
striking.
apologize, man.
They were trying to get the striking for McGregor up. I mean, he's a really good striker. Everybody knows that. He's got a great left. Knock you dead on your butt with that left. But that's what a 5 ounce, 3 ounce. I don't even know how many ounces those gloves are. You're talking about a glove that you're going to put on that's over a pound. It's 16-ounce gloves.
Sure, you're comparing the UFC gloves or MMA gloves to boxing gloves. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah.
Right,
so we're talking about a pound.
Okay.
You carry a weight in each hand. It doesn't seem like a pound weight. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal.
Sure.
But you start throwing your arms.
Right. How many punches are you throwing per round?
Exactly.
It's got to be several, right?
Well, as far as jabs, some people can put up hundreds of jabs in a single round. You know, it's you know what I mean. You know, there's people that throw 2, 3. I mean, some fights are pretty boring, and you can get 50, 60 punches thrown from big guys. But some fights go into the hundreds of punches thrown in a single, round. And don't check me on that. Do not check that stat.
Hey, we get our intern on that real quick. Check the stats.
So I guess
thanks, intern.
So what I'm saying is there was a video released by a guy who sparred with McGregor, who just wanted to show what he was dealing with, and he was tagging McGregor at will. Literally.
Ooh.
And this guy saying, I'm not Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
So he was saying that he doesn't know if McGregor has a chance.
Now, gotcha. I didn't see that video, man.
He was popping him. And McGregor it's a difference of doing something your entire life.
Right.
All you do to doing something as a part of a whole bag, even if you're good at it. You know what I mean?
Right. Dang, dude, I really thought he would hang with him-ish. Up to a point because MMA, obviously, you're standing up, you're sparring, you're boxing,
right,
and you got everything else going along with it. I get that, but you're still a decent boxer. No matter any MMA fighter's a decent boxer.
You're gonna be
right?
better than almost all citizens walking the street.
Oh, absolutely. But man, I really thought he would have a chance. But after you watched that video, so you're giving him no chance?
Giving McGregor a chance to beat Mayweather in a boxing competition?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it at no chance is absurd because you don't know what'll happen. But I would put it at you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. I mean, that may sound extreme.
No, I understand.
We're talking about possibly the greatest defensive and technical fighter in the history of a sport.
Yeah.
And McGregor is going to need to hit him to beat him.
Absolutely, yes.
He's going to get hit by Mayweather.
Okay, let me ask you this. We were talking to this at the bar, I don't know, last Friday or so, a couple days ago. Will McGregor land a punch in the fight?
I think he'll land a couple in the fight.
Okay.
I'm afraid this is where
So there'll be rounds where he doesn't land a punch.
If it was anybody other than Floyd Mayweather, I would say yes. But
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather has. We saw the Pacquiao fight.
Absolutely.
But you've seen a lot of other fights if you've been watching him. He's not going to take any risks.
Right. He's a defensive boxer.
He's defensive.
And everybody's going to be mad when it's over that it went 12 rounds or whatever rounds it goes. And
so
they're going to be mad. But
you're exactly right.
Going into it, he's a defensive boxer. Nobody's going to get knocked out.
Exactly. And you need to, if you plan on paying for it, do not expect to see a slugfest.
No.
I'm sure McGregor would love that.
Oh, absolutely. That isn't that his chance?
That's his only chance.
We're talking rounds 1, 2, and 3. He's going all out, correct?
Right.
He is swinging for the fences. He's looking for the haymaker. He's got to knock Mayweather out right away. Am I right?
He has to. And it's going to be so much harder to knock him out because you're not just talking
will
about...
he do that?
No.
Okay.
He's not we're not talking about defending yourself with just your fist. You're talking about gloves. Mayweather knows how to use those as shields for his head.
He's the best defensive boxer ever.
Literally.
Right? Something like that.
And hitting him is just going to be so tough. And it's not about because Mayweather is so much faster. Mayweather's older. It's literally...
Is that going to come into it?
No.
He's 40, 41, right?
It's not going to come into it.
How old's McGregor? 26, 28, somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in there. Mid to upper 20s.
Right.
You think that comes into it?
No.
No?
I don't. I mean, not saying that if it was on an equal playing field, like a boxer, that age would definitely be a factor.
Okay.
But you're talking about somebody that knows how to manage themselves through rounds, stays in great shape. I don't even know if he drinks alcohol. Floyd, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
He just beats women.
Yes. Well, I didn't know why I laughed there.
We didn't plan that.
No,
but I knew where you were going.
My bad.
I was trying to beat you to the punch.
Yeah, my bad.
You sound a little bit like PG over here.
Anyway. A little bit.
Anyway.
Hey, by the way, who stole Mayweather's girl?
T.I.
No, that's Nelly.
Nelly?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how that is important.
Because that's my guy.
Okay. Anyway.
You think Nelly will be ringside of that fight?
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I don't think T.I. will be there either.
Yeah.
I think Nelly and T.I. are boys, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I don't think either one of them are too fond of Mayweather.
I don't think so either.
I mean,
what's her name? Chantel Jackson? Isn't that the girl's name?
Hey, you got me on that one.
Yeah, no, that's Nelly's girlfriend right now, and it used to be Mayweather's, and so he took her from Mayweather. There you go, man. There's your Nelly, T.I. and hip hop knowledge right there.
There you go.
You didn't know that?
No, I know.
Oh man, I know too much about Nelly. Man,
I also don't. I also try not to watch The Bachelor.
I've watched The Bachelor. Man, you brought that up a few times now. I feel like, come on now.
No, the reason I say this is because you've more than watched The Bachelor. You've gambled on The Bachelor.
Oh, it's true. I did. I probably have bet money on The Bachelor.
That's taking it to another.
I bet on the hottest girl and she didn't win. So
sorry to expose you like that.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Let's not dive into Mark's personal entertainment choice.
So you're giving McGregor no shot to win this fight. Okay, and I understand that. And I get that.
The slimmest of chances.
So if you had money and you were going to put it on it, who would you put it on to win?
I mean, there's no money to be made. I mean,
right? Because if you put it on Mayweather, and I haven't looked at the lines, but you're not going to get any money back.
Right.
You put $10 on it, you get 50 cents back or something like that. It's going to be pretty bad odds. Would you be willing to put $100 on McGregor to win the fight?
No, I'm not betting on this fight.
Because you know that you're just throwing away $100, right?
I'm not even going to pay to see the fight. If somebody has it and they're like, come on over, but if they want, say, hey, like just
right.
Like
I'm sure you and I watch the fight together. Actually, let's do a podcast before it.
Hey, we can do a podcast.
You guys want to watch that?
We can do a podcast while it's going on if we have a good enough place.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
But the thing is, I guess what I'm saying is if somebody was to invite us and they would say, hey, bring some beer, bring a drink, I'd go.
Sure.
But if they were like, man, I need $25 a hit, like I'm not paying for that. Even if it's way less than the pay-per-view cost.
Yeah, I would pay $10 to $25 to watch it.
Really?
Yeah, I really would. Because it's going to be the fight of the year for sure. But I would say of our lifetime, to be honest with you.
But there will be...
And only because boxing is out.
There will be nothing happening.
I agree.
This is what I expect.
I'm with you. I agree.
We will show up. It will be pandemonium and a circus surrounding it. And they will get in the ring, and it will be a whole lot of this. A whole lot of head movement from Floyd. A whole lot of covering. And Mayweather... I mean, not Mayweather, but McGregor will... know that his plan of attack is to attack, and he may gas himself.
I'm with you. Yeah, but
because in a boxing match, there's no
Dude,
ability to clinch.
What's going on this summer? I mean, what sporting event? What are we going to talk about this summer?
Okay, I see where you're going.
We're literally talking about.
So it's in August, right?
Right.
So this is where this is where I think McGregor has a chance.
By the way, great timing.
This is where
by the
McGregor has a
Mayweather
chance.
crew.
Mayweather always fights in May, typically. His big fights. May,
Oh,
Derby
it
Day.
was? Yeah, okay. I didn't realize that.
Mayweather, I don't know if it, anyway,
Yeah,
Derby.
I didn't know that. Yeah, good point.
Now he's switching this up to August. Does this affect? I'm superstitious a little bit, so maybe him deviating from his, normal schedule is going. To me, that's a bigger factor in Mayweather losing.
The timing of this is great, by the way, because literally there's no sporting events going on right now. You're talking baseball, and it's going on during the summer, right? And nobody really talks about it. And I'm not saying baseball fans aren't good or whatever. Like it's cool. I'm backtracking, aren't I, a little bit? But anyway, there's nothing going on right now. We're leading up to football here, and it's perfect timing. And everybody's going to buy it. Everybody's going to want to watch it, only because everybody's going to be talking about it between now until the fight.
Right.
It's the sporting event of the summer.
You know what? I'm glad that it's just actually happening, and we don't have to talk about what if, will they do?
True, man. That went on for a long time.
That's Mayweather.
You know what? Hey, why don't we get Jared Applegate to buy the fight, and we'll stop by. We'll do a podcast during the fight.
Right.
And he just has us over, and we don't have to pay any money for it.
That's fine with me. And what I'll do is I'll put up a poll on this video.
Okay.
If we get more than one vote towards Jared's, then Jared will have to do it.
Actually, okay, so say we get 10, we'll say 15 likes or more. Jared Applegate has to host the party and buy the fight.
If we get one like, Jared Applegate.
I just hope we get one view, man.
Well, we had a little delay. I was, cutting LeBron's hair, and
at halftime.
I have a second job. It's a barber to the stars. Apparently he's fired me. He's gone bald. I'm a little upset about that.
Me too, by the way, man. I'm upset about that. Man,
but you know what?
losing mine.
The fact that he is losing his hair and he's going bald lets me know that there's no hope for any of us, because we don't have his money. And
it's true.
If there was a cure, anyway. So we're talk about. I don't even know how to transition to this.
I'm in love with a stripper.
Okay, this is my stance. We all know that the NCAA has proposed sanctions and penalties and fines and yada yada on the University of Louisville basketball program, men's basketball program, for having violated conduct and ethics and rules, and basically not being good guys in order to entertain recruits.
I'm in love with a stripper.
Allegedly, there were some strippers involved. Allegedly, some woman named Katrina says that she and her daughters did some alleged things. I'm doubtful on this. I'm from Louisville. I'm a Louisville fan. Yeah, you should know this. But you have an opinion on this. We are the opinionators. Yeah. So what is your opinion on this whole Louisville situation? And I'm going to bet that it's different than mine.
Dude, I'm not going to hold back just because you're a Louisville Cards fan.
If I cry, then,
you're not going to cry, but it's awful. How the heck does Rick Pitino still have his job? He ordered prostitutes and hookers.
What? Hold up. There's no proof that he ordered. It was Andre McGee.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So he doesn't know what's going on with this program.
He's too busy getting laid on the side.
That's true.
He does not have
Quickie Ricky and
he's like, okay, it's
restaurant.
7 p.m. You guys are good?
Yeah,
I got something to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're telling me that he didn't know where that 10 grand was going. They talked about, it wasn't that much money for lap dances. Man, what is it? My mom might watch this, so I don't know how much a lap dance is.
You can spend a lot of money in strip club very easily. That's all we're going to say.
I don't know.
We don't know from experience.
I've been told.
And
I don't know how
is it really money if it's not your money?
It's true. Remember that one time when we went?
Anyway.
Yeah. Wasn't our money.
This is my take on it, and I know I'm being ridiculous, and I know I'm being a biased fan.
Oh, for sure. And I'm gonna attack this opinion real quick, but I'll let him go.
Anyway, there's no room to attack this. This is the most solid opinion ever.
We're gonna go hard.
If you want recruits and you want them to come to your university, when they get there, you treat them well. You make them feel at home. You make them feel welcomed. and you let them know that this is a place where we care about you and your needs.
I'm in love with a stripper.
You've been on the plane, your girlfriend or whatever is back home. You may be pent up and you may be frustrated. We want you to be at ease and experience Louisville. So we look out for you, and we find ways to make sure that you're accommodated. That's all it is. And I think if I'm on a recruiting visit and I don't get laid, I'm probably not going to that school.
Oh, man, you sound like Jalen Rose. That's literally...
Did he say that?
That's what Jalen Rose said. Yeah, he said, if I'm not getting laid on a recruiting visit, I'm not going to that university. And I understand that.
Now, we can pull up
but
short of
you're
prostitution.
You are talking about hiring hookers to get your recruits laid. Come on. You just go to the sorority houses.
Now, this is the reason.
Hey, he's going to be an NBA athlete someday. Little Ashley's going to be all over that guy, right?
But this is the reason I think.
I don't know Ashley.
This is the reason I think
that name up.
This is the reason I'm holding some room for doubt and reserving judgment to a certain degree, is because when I think about prostitutes, what do we talk about? And what did they talk about total? $25,000 total that was exchanged.
Honestly, I believe it was like 10 grand.
That's not a lot of money.
You're right. I get that.
I mean, the only hope that I have is that these were some young ladies that. Anyway, I understand what you're saying. Just get some local girls, the welcoming committee, the welcoming party. Yeah. But
you've been on visits, you've been on recruiting visits. You kind of know how it works.
No, I've never been. I've helped host from recruits.
Okay,
but I've never been a recruit.
Oh, I'm with you on that ish. Not to this level. We'll say that.
Right, and I will say that there is. I mean. You can only speak from your experience, but at a number of universities, there's no doubt with prominent programs that there is a welcoming committee of young ladies.
Right. So why did they have to hire this group of young ladies to perform acts to these young men?
Andre McGee, most likely, was no longer in contact with that welcoming committee, being long graduated.
Okay.
And this is his best resource.
So by the way, you're a huge Louisville Cards fan, and I get that. I'm a huge IU fan. So I if this was IU, I don't know my opinion on it. We'll figure that out later. I want to know, did Rick Pitino, in your opinion, know what was going on?
Did he know what was going on in detail? No. Did he have some idea about the lack of moral character in this program? Hell yeah. Okay. I mean, but what I'm saying is it comes from the top down.
Sure.
I mean, you open the door when you're banging chicks in restaurants. Listen.
I wasn't even gonna talk about that. Quickie Ricky.
No, right? Listen. I mean, I'm just being honest. I think that a man that's free, or just you should be able to do what you want to do. I don't care what you do. That's your life. You do what you want to do. My judgment does not matter. However, if you are representing and leading young men, or representing a group that is not. All within your control. They're independent, autonomous individuals, and they're impressionable, then you're going to probably want to at least keep your business out of the streets so that they don't think that this is okay. Sure. If our leader, if our head guy is, right. I mean, I blame him for that, for his, not necessarily for this, but I do think he's contributed to the looseness of the boundaries on what we can do. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I'm with you on this. But how did he keep his job? Like, do you think he will be fired? Or is it a done deal now? He kept his job. He's only going to miss the 5 games once the ACC starts.
It won't come from the University of Louisville unless they have no option. Because I mean, like, right. Look, we brought Bobby Petrino back.
I know.
So we're not into firing. When it comes to doing the good thing, we don't care.
Sure.
But so it'll have to come from the NCAA.
Right. Okay. Got you. And I'm not 100% sure. Has the NCAA ever fired a coach? I know that they give those clauses or whatever where you can't coach for 5-10 years or something like that. And they did that to Kelvin Sampson when he was at IU.
Right.
They did this to Andre McGee. He can't be
10
on
years.
the staff. Was it 10 years? Yeah. But why didn't they start at the top?
Well, they did. They gave him 5 games of conference play. Is it because
he's a future Hall of Famer?
They gave him 5 games of non-conference coaching.
Come on. What would it take to get him fired? If he bought that was his program's money that bought strippers, hookers for these guys. My question, and I asked to Dan Dockage, I don't know if I can drop that or not, Dan, I'm sorry. But I asked him on Twitter, I said, what would it take for him to get fired if this didn't get him fired? What do you think it would? What would it be?
I mean, he'd have to. This is exactly what he'd have to do.
Okay.
He'd have to buy a sports bike, a motorcycle.
Okay.
He'd have to befriend a young lady at the university.
Okay.
He'd have to start an affair with her, a relationship with her, get her a job there, then become scared, give her $30,000 in cash, decide to ride down the streets of Louisville with her on the back of his bike with no helmet on, with a state trooper following him, wreck his bike, injured both of them, and let that come out to the media.
You've thought about this, haven't you?
Well, this is exactly what Bobby Petrino did.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't even know that.
To get fired from Arkansas.
And then, I was going to say, and then he got hired by Louisville. Fair enough.
Well, he had to go to, I think, Western Kentucky for a little bit, for
fair
one
enough.
season.
The only thing that could get Rick Pitino fired if this didn't, and that's losing. Right?
There's
the
a lot
only thing you can't get fired for
it'd take a few years
in college basketball or in any sport is losing. If you got fired because you lost, that's the worst thing to be fired for. You can get fired for cheating.
3 or 4 Final Fours. He's got a little grace period.
Absolutely, I understand that.
Yeah, losing.
But how dirty is?
I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think he'll retire before he gets fired. Because he's 70-some years old, right?
Right, sure, yes. And I get all that. But
I don't know.
My
I know
question
what you're
is,
saying. What does it take?
Where's the moral obligation of he should be fired?
I think we are approaching an area where we are done with that moral thing in college sports.
Fair enough, okay.
I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but I mean, I think we've all come to the realization that, like, there's a lot of dirty, shady stuff going on.
Yeah.
Because you see programs that are historically and traditionally not tolerated a lot of stuff that they are slowly, you're starting to see tolerate and allow.
Right. Hey, I got a question for you. Why am I so against this on the recruitment?
Recruits getting treated like that, or getting
right. So when recruits come on their visits, they get special treatments, right? And Louisville did that, and they got caught for it, and they got their they got their trouble for it, or whatever.
Right.
North Carolina earlier, a few years ago, got in trouble for fake classes.
Right.
Why do I not care about that? But I care about this recruitment treatment.
Because the recruitment treatment directly affects the team. It can influence a player coming. The classes
yes, you're
do
right.
not impact the basketball court.
Right.
They don't.
So
doing well in biology does not make you a better basketball player.
So you played football at Kentucky.
Play is in quotation marks.
Fair enough. But you probably got special classes. You could miss class because of certain things that were going on.
No, I did not, but I've seen people get special treatment.
Okay.
I mean, it just
happens. I went to Little Franklin College,
Yeah.
and with football and baseball, I got special-ish treatment as far as if we had a test coming up and homecoming was that weekend, he pushed the test back.
Right.
I had to miss a ton of class for baseball. They would move tests around for me, or they would just forget about them, or I could miss class here and there. And that's Little Franklin College.
Yeah.
The whole class aspect of school doesn't bother me.
And the thing is, it's not.
But this does. This hardcore bothers me.
But why do you think it is?
Because I think it changed athletes' minds of going to that particular school instead of going to another school.
But what's the difference between the envelopes that athletes get on a recruiting visit?
You're right. And I guess we don't know about that. You're right. I understand that. That's probably going around. And I get that because recruits change their mind all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, I wonder why. Was there $10,000 in that envelope? Was there $50,000?
Or what about the parents getting jobs? Getting jobs at the university.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like any of that. You're right. But I don't care about class.
I agree with you. Because
I really don't.
I think if you're being sensible and you're being an adult, you've accepted that is just a thing that we're still pretending affects and matters.
Yeah. If I went to Little Franklin College and classes were easier-ish, or I got to pick and choose this particular class because of sports,
right.
Then you're telling me at a big school that they can't or don't? Oh, come on.
I mean, I've witnessed some things that, I can talk about loosely. I mean, not on this one. Maybe we'll get into it on another one. Stay tuned for some. We'll have an episode where I actually just tell you about some of the things. I also obviously have to fabricate some of the stuff to protect. I mean, we're talking about going on 20 years.
Allegedly. We'll just go allegedly on any topic that we talk about. Allegedly.
But there are literally.
I allegedly missed some classes at Franklin College.
I've known people allegedly to get paid nice salaries allegedly for never showing up to a job allegedly in the summer.
Allegedly.
It happens.
Will that be next week on the podcast?
Possibly next week.
Let's do that.
All right. Well, that was the opinion. We are both in agreement, I think, that the University of Louisville is clear. It's a witch hunt. Are we not in agreement?
No.
Okay. I thought
that's dirty.
I thought we'd circle back around.
The national championship banner will come down.
Oh, man.
Rick Pitino will lose his job.
But you know
should lose his job. The fact that he has a job still is baffling to me.
This is how I feel about it. There's a demon in Kentucky. It wears blue. And
so this is Coach Cal's fault.
No, I just believe that any loss from the good guys in red is a victory and a win and a feather in the cap of those demons in blue.
Oh, they loved it.
Oh, they loved it.
The Wildcats loved it. I listened to Kentucky Sports Radio, and them Hicks down there were talking all Southern slang and all that. They loved it.
All right, we're not going to crap on Kentucky like it's
I did,
so
My bad.
much more backward than India. Anyway,
it is.
Anyway, we're in Indianapolis. It's pretty civilized here, but I've driven in each direction, east and west.
Okay.
It quickly becomes.
No.
It
doesn't quickly become Kentucky. You were going to say that. No, it doesn't.
Outside of 465.
Let's thank the Shop Indie again for sponsoring us tonight. Let's give them the details again here. The shop vintage never gets old.
In Indy.
We got the goods apparently to the shop in Broad Ripple. TheShopIndy.com is their website, and the retail store is located at 920 Broad Ripple Avenue. Tell them that Ingle Puke and Lex sent you, the Opinionators, and you'll get a no % discount.
You get a 0.005%. You round down on that one.
Actually, you actually have to pay a tip of $5 if you mention us. I think. I don't know.
We'll work on something.
Yeah, maybe.
But we thank you for watching.
Hey, Lex, thanks for having me.
All right. And tune in for the next one. We'll have more hot-hitting opinions and takes on the happenings in the sports world, some pop culture, entertainment. And we'll see you on the...
Hey, follow Ingle Puke on Twitter at Mark Ingle King.
At Mark Ingle King.
Sure.
And don't follow me because I'm running and I'm hiding.
Once again, thanks for having me, Lex.
All right, thank you. And just one last point. Outside of 465, Indiana's the country.
No, it's not.
Goodbye, guys.
It ain't Kentucky. That was good.